Office is locked. If these fingerprints on the balcony railing come back to our victim, it's suggestive of suicide. We can head over to the coroner's office or the lab as soon as you think we're done here. Brass will hold the scene for us just in case we need to come back for something. These prints put our victim at the railing.
Based on what evidence? No judge will sign off on that.
Why do you want to do that?
To exclude you as a suspect, Mr. Kunchai.
Okay, sure. But I didn't do anything.
Your fingerprints will help prove that.
All right.
These records aren't exactly up to the minute, but they confirm Marcus Kunchai was employed at La Ventura. Whoa. The fingerprint on the suicide note belongs to Zachary Lynch. What a boss, huh? He even helps his employees with their suicide notes.
Agent Huntby here has some information he'd like to share with us. It's regarding Mark Ensign's apparent suicide.
I don't know where you're at with this investigation right now, but there's no way Mark Ensign killed himself.
I think you may be getting a little bit ahead of the evidence, Agent Huntby.
Look, I was this close to turning him into a criminal informant. Ensign was about to go out on a limb, so he was pretty scared.
Scared enough to take his own life?
Absolutely not.
Or aren't you authorized to discuss that?
Look, off the record, Ensign was on the verge of turning state's evidence on allegations of kickbacks and bribes involved in the construction of the La Ventura Casino. He would have been my eyes and ears at the Silver Sierra Construction Company. He'd been working there as Zachary Lynch's right arm for 5 years.
Lynch is the president of the company.
And before that, he was Beatriz Salazar's lawyer, back in Miami, about 10 years ago. But we suspect she's maintained the relationship through Silver Sierra.
So Ensign might have been your way to get to Salazar.
Well, with your help, I'm hoping he might still be. Good luck.
What do you got in the way of evidence? Lynch touched the suicide note? What else has he been up to? Why don't you go check out his office and see what you can turn up?
Look who's here. Zachary Lynch. You want to talk to him first, or should we check out the office? Even if files have been deleted, we should be able to recover them. Check out whether this is the computer that generated the suicide note and when it generated that note. Mr. Lynch, we're from the Las Vegas Crime Lab. We have a search warrant for your office.
Of course you do, but you're wasting your time. Mark was dealing with a lot of personal issues, and I think you're way out of line here, using his suicide as an excuse to harass me. Whatever it takes to get this over with. Blood on my keyboard? It could be Mark's, I guess. I talked to Mark on the phone last night. He sounded awful, worse than I'd ever heard him. I told him he needed to take some time off, clear his head. So we planned to meet this morning to discuss the details of a temporary leave of absence. But when I got here, I found him, and I found his note, and I read it. And then I put it back where I found it. I should have, I know that, but La Ventura has suffered delay after delay, and I just needed to take some time to figure out what I was going to do next. How I was going to explain to my investors that our lead man on the job was dead, that he had taken his own life. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It just doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in my company's ability to finish this very expensive, highly anticipated project. I went home, poured myself a drink, and waited. I guess I was waiting for a conversation like this, with people like you.
We're done for now, Mr. Lynch. But don't leave town.
Yeah, I wouldn't dream of it.
Blood on the keyboard belongs to Mark Ensign. So the last document created on this computer was the suicide note, but it was created nearly 8 hours after Mark Ensign died. Okay, time to go to work. We have a warrant to search Zachary Lynch's office. We should use it. Zachary Lynch's fingerprint in blood on his computer keyboard. Now that's incriminating.
No, it's not mine. Both Mark and I are authorized to use the computer. I bought the damn thing, but Mark was here on site all the time, so basically it was his computer.
What evidence do you have? A print in the victim's blood. That'll do it. I'll bring him in.
We found your fingerprints in blood on the computer keyboard in your office.
So what? I already told you I found Mark, and I picked up his suicide note. There was blood everywhere.
And then you told us you left the construction site. You didn't mention going back to your office first.
Are you serious? Look, I wasn't keeping a record of my every movement, so yes, I went back to the office. And I went to the computer to check on where Mark had left everything. And then I went home. How dare you ask me that question? No, I didn't write Mark's suicide note.